show some live like it's my last. Oh, drinks in me and now. Jump up and wave as the plan now. Just stop and girl with the man now. Whoa, cause the things so sweet, yeah. Sometimes I feel like I don't wanna go home, no. Cause the things so sweet, yeah. Sometimes I feel like I don't wanna leave, oh no. Right now I feel like a jump down. I feel like a wind down. I want to hold on a bumper right now.
WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, so we are back with our Activated Mornings commentary for this morning. And in studio, we have Dianna Cain, Dr. Gerald Thompson, and myself. No Dr. Roleza yet, but
yes.
I just might get it one of these days, you know?
Yeah,
so,
man.
Doc, you'll be addressing me properly.
Wish you well.
If what?
I wish you well.
I don't even know. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do a master's and what to do it in, because the trajectory of my life has changed. It has really changed. Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
But that's all we're talking about.
Look at Doc.
Listen,
You want to talk about my business?
Let's talk about the trajectory of Lisa's life. I think this is the next. No, okay, Gary. Let me put it like, let's go on with the story.
Yeah. Yeah, it might come out in pieces one of these days, but yeah, you know, like what you envisioned for your life, how you thought it was going to go, it didn't go. But it's not that I'm disappointed. I'm quite happy with where it is now, you know. So yeah, but yeah, 5 years ago, you couldn't tell me I've been working on a radio station on a morning, you know. There was no, I would have been like, what? No, it ain't happening.
No, please.
But anyways, right? So we are going to cover another topic at this time. And we are questioning, are disaster relief supplies being stolen on Union Island or even within the Grenadines, right? And I'm reading this from, yes, I still buy papers. I'm reading this from the newspaper. So it states a quantity of disaster relief supplies distributed following the devastation of the southern Grenadine Islands by Category 4 Hurricane Beryl on July 1st have been stolen, according to a source. It is understood that the supplies, including building materials, tarpaulin, and equipment, were among items shipped from mainland St. Vincent to the southern Grenadines to assist in reconstruction and recovery efforts consequent upon the devastation. It is understood that items stolen on the Grenadine Island were sent to another Grenadine Island and up to mainland St. Vincent. Some of these items were being shipped to another Grenadine Island when they were intercepted. This latest information comes weeks after the theft of a number of tents on a Grenadine Island and shipped to another island and were awaiting shipment to another island, possibly mainland St. Vincent, when they were intercepted. Now, the news, according to them, they stated that they tried on 3 occasions to reach Nemo's director, and they did not get a response for varying reasons, right? But this stems or comes on the heels of a press release that we saw from the RSVGPF regarding 2 generators that were intercepted at the wharf here on St. Vincent that were coming up in a motor vehicle that frequents the Grenadine Islands. And it leads me to wonder, or as I read it on the weekend, it left me to wonder what is actually happening, right? I have to question at this point, where are these items being stored? Who is supervising the storage of these items? How is it that these items, if as it's been alleged, it's indeed correct, how is it that they're able to slip off of the island so easily? Not only that, the fact that it is going from maybe island to island, and who knows, maybe things are being dropped off through the island chains as they come up. What is happening there? It is disheartening for me. I know that there was a video that I saw recently on social media of a lady from Union Island who owns a store, a general store, and she was commenting about the fact that things were stolen from that store the night when last week, well, not last Friday, the Friday before, when we had all the thunder, lightning, etc. that was happening. And the question is it folks on Union Island who did this? Or is it a case where, because remember the call was initially made for persons, laborers, etc., to go to Union Island and to lend support to the island, and then to have to hear this happening, because this had to be an opportunity of chance, because no one would have known beforehand that there was going to be lightning, there was going to be thunder, to take advantage of a situation like that. And it leads me to wonder, what are the protocols in place for not only the storage of these relief supplies that are being shipped down, but in terms of, as well as when things are leaving the island, is enough inspection being done to ensure that legitimate things are actually leaving the island, in terms of the ownership or the, not just the ownership, but where the items originated from?
Well, at least I'm wondering if I understand what you're saying, and I was worried that when you brought up that issue about persons from Union and persons from mainland.
Yeah, I'm not trying to cause a rift or anything. No,
but
no.
the sheer mention of it is something that could mushroom. Let me, I know you're not going there.
But let me say the reason why, right? Because
okay,
let me just say this thing. Because the reason why I said it is that persons within the Grenadines tend to be collective. They work and live as a collective, right? That is what we tend to understand, or that's the impression that we get in terms of them working together. And all of them went through this. Hold on. All of them went through this disaster together. So for me, it's kind of difficult to think that knowing that all of us, hold on, wait, you could talk just now, hold on. All of us went through this together, that you are going to deprive me of whatever, right? Now, I do note that in every disaster, there are going to be opportunists, right?
All right. Okay.
And the opportunists can be either persons from a community, or they can be, quote unquote, from somewhere else.
Okay,
I don't know.
Let me shift. I'm not going to go down there, because that might, clarification sometimes makes things a little worse.
So I did help it?
And no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. And that's not where I'm going. You see, what is a generator used for? And when is a generator used? A generator is used to generate electricity. And if the electricity is partially restored to an area, therefore a generator will no longer be needed at that time. Now, I'm not sure exactly where the restoration of electricity to Union Island is with respect to Finland. If it's been done in stages, phases, or whatever the case might be, or if there's nothing at all, and that only generators are actively being used. I would imagine that if there was an area that did receive some electricity, then the generators that were being used from a particular period of time would no longer be used. And I think that's where the opportunity then comes up for a generator not to be picked up and go back into storage, but that it was not in storage in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So the issue and the question is what is the security for things in storage and so forth. It's likely that a generator is actively being used, no longer being used. Yeah.
So how are you going to explain?
I haven't gone into the materials yet.
Right. I'm kind of trying to hear this explanation.
No, I haven't gone into the materials yet. But we've heard about 2 generators being found in a vehicle coming up. There may not have been other materials there too. Separating out things. And so, I think that you touched on it. The passion of individuals to get things, whether for themselves or to sell and resell, is there. It's intense.
The passion to get things, you mean steal, Doc?
To thief.
All right.
I know
Use
steal,
the
to
hash
thief.
word now. The
Yeah, but
passion
no,
of
but
getting things.
No. Listen.
Ah.
I'm going deeper in terms of the mind. In terms of the mind. I'm not talking about the act itself. I'm saying the desire for things in terms of selling things, and so forth,
Other people's property, Doc.
Other people's property.
Thieving,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah, thief.
Well, say it now, say it.
Thief. Repeat it 5, 6, 7 times. The point about it, I'm saying, is that what drives this is often the flood of stuff into an area, the excess. It can't be used at the same time, as you're saying, but it's being distributed. Some persons, just a week ago, people are saying, look, I went down to Union Island and I'm seeing the amount of houses with still tarpaulin. Why hasn't more houses been fixed yet and so forth? You know what I mean? It is not necessarily the materials and so forth. It is the process and how things have been done, how things have been rebuilt and all that kind of thing. You know what I mean? But having the stocks and the stores and the distribution of them and so forth, and how much is there, whether the estimates is underestimated or whether it is excessively estimated or how things are being built. I think I've seen this in previous disasters, that the materials that are not being used, persons see that they could take advantage of it.
So then it means that there might be a security issue, right? So and not just at the storage facility.
And as a result, no, not the storage facility, but on sites and so forth. And that is not necessarily that it is a mainlander or a unionite, or whatever the case might be. I'm saying it's individual passions that really go into this particular thing.
You saying using the word passion still, Doc? Call them on in.
Listen.
Yes,
Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted.
I am, because you're softening it. Morning, caller. Sorry, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
I want to talk about regenerator, like, first of all, I will touch quickly. From New Line and coming back up. Let me ask a question before. The generators and then is given to them or lend them?
They will probably lend them, but they're loaned to them, but it's the understanding of somebody thinking that this is now my generator. You know what I mean?
No.
But they've been lent. They've been lent.
I ask a question.
Yeah, they've been lent.
If it's been lent, okay. If it has been lent and the person don't need of it, well, obviously they had to be taken back. Right? You understand what I'm saying? That is my point.
Yeah, but they were intercept. Okay, so in this case with the two generators, it was intercepted in a vehicle, right? Now, if there was a legitimate person who was to receive them or wherever they got them from, the police would not have done a press release, right? Because you would trace who it is it came from and where it is going, as opposed to putting on something in the public for them to be asking who is legit or who are the legitimate owners of these generators. Right.
Okay, I understand that. Where something has seemed to go wrong, something ain't really handled the right proper way. Because if it happened like that it won't go to the procedure. When having hurricane hit the island, right? Obvious. The first thing people looking for that are places that are available, like broken down, store anything, they were thieves. Everybody try to grab something from that area there. It not only in Union or anywhere. I experienced that in the Virgin Islands when Maria hit hit that island, went flatter than Union Island, but people still stealing.
Mm-hmm.
Even police, everybody, all kind of body in office, take what they could get. But the point I was saying that I observe that some people does get stuff, some doesn't get. who's supposed to get ain't getting, and who ain't to get. I'm speaking about the Venice Island, also in St. Vincent here, direct. And we need to stop nice of thing and go deal with situation, because I'm saying the government who put people in charge is messing up things and looking things to look bad on the behalf of the head of government. And when people speak out, let us not nice it up, because you know why? Go deal with it. Because still, if you don't deal with the matter, the head quickly will look bad. Because look, for instance, giving out the food, the stuff, it was going smooth, good all the time. All of a sudden, people name who was there in the computer. I'm talking about the scan and say this place mash up, and they have the place is mash up. The place is destroyed, doctor. I know you're going to try to nice it up in a kind of way. I talk about facts. And I have proof. You know what happened? When they went back for the third, I think it was the fourth time, what they did, they take them out of the computer and say there's nothing there for them. When they walk off, those who share not the stuff are dealing with the stuff, turn around and say, we ain't think we ain't know that you are this NDP, say it had nothing else to get. I talk about fact, I can prove it. Right? So I'm saying the things are messing up, not at our time with the government, but the people you all have their doctor distributing the stuff. Some people get, the friends will get, some people get more than some, and nobody can get. And I want to say, everything quickly closing now, comfort everybody in St. Vincent, not yellow or black. So therefore, put party aside and give the people the things that belongs to them, and don't hold back who you want to give. Have a great day.
All right, thank you, Carl. I don't know if Doc could actually comment on this, but
I think it's important. I think she's talking predominantly about distribution of stuff and so. What we are talking about is in terms of theft, or let's use a nicer word, thieving. Yes, Anne? Please release that.
or the passion of loving other people's items.
No, that isn't it. I'm getting into the whole psychology. This lady touched on it. Wow. In terms of those particular things with friends and friendship and bias and so forth and all these kind of things, that comes into the picture. The issue here is, I think that in terms of things are distributed to people and people see these as being theirs. It may be lent to them, the generator is mine, but then they have someone else who will say, well, you get back your electricity, give me the generator.
So that before you go on, I'm not justifying. I'm
not justifying it. I am saying that the appeal has to be really made to all parties and so forth. We could blame.
Listen to me.
No, we're not going there. No, we're not going there.
Dr. Gerald Thompson. Dr. Gerald Thompson.
Blame the head of Nemo.
No, that's not what we're doing at the moment. That is not the issue.
I'm not saying you're doing that.
I know, but that's not the issue.
No, I really do that. But I am saying that what goes on in terms of the police, the police really just has to bear down and step on top of this thing, nip things in the bud to make sure that these petty things don't go on because of the innate desire of people to make these extra dollars. You know what I mean? To help their family members, the nepotism, the cronyism, all these kind of things, words that could be used to describe various aspects of it under a banner of thieving. You understand? And the thing is, the police basically, but it isn't that it's necessarily a lax situation because you're giving people and there's going to be excess that people observe there. And that's
So
where
if they see excess,
so-
they should take it.
no,
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like, Dr.
it doesn't sound
Thompson.
like- I'm saying that an individual who gets a generator sees it as being theirs. It isn't lent to them. It's mine, because guess what? There might be another couple of months where another wind come by and the electricity goes. So I'm keeping this generator for next year.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
but-
you're
but-
saying that is what they're referring to as the stealing?
I don't. No. I'm saying.
But remember, Doc,
what
they're not
does-
even. But they're not
what-
even.
what-
But
what
Doc,
that
in
does-
this case, it's not even staying on Union. It's going through different islands.
That's the point I'm
with
making.
destination
If-
probably
if you-
being here.
If you miss it,
So-
I'm not
so
understanding you,
unless-
Doc.
No.
Unless this isn't for profits, then I don't understand.
Profit. Yes, it is. In other words, I basically have a generator, and I rationalize in my mind that generator is mine, and I can sell it,
But the other
even though
people's
it's
property.
given to me. Huh? It is my property because it was given to
But
me.
if it's given to me for use on Union Island, then it would stay
Okay,
in
you're
Union
going into
Island.
the small print.
Right, but
you're
I'm
going to
looking at
small
the other
print.
things.
You're
Remember
going to
other
small
things
print.
that was stolen.
I am saying
were building material.
From what I understand.
Tent. What were you
What
doing, Tiff in tent?
Diana,
Roleza.
Diana, listen to me
Oh,
carefully.
yes.
It's
Yeah,
Diana
I
talking
am.
about.
I am
Done.
listening. Yes.
I'm getting into a little deeper level. On the surface, thief. But I'm getting into a deeper thing. The individuals, when you start, when I started my research on this, are thinking that it's mine.
But then we could justify every act.
No, but I'm saying to you.
So you're-
I'm saying-
wait,
I'm saying to you-
wait. I
I'm
want to
saying the
understand.
origins of a person thinks it is mine.
So that's what they're referring to as the stealing, the person who is keeping the thing and saying it's theirs. So it's not that. Okay.
Listen. We've already established, and I answered the question, it's being lent to you, so therefore I'm going to get it back. I'm not sure if somebody's written a contract and so forth to say after this. I'm not sure. These generators would have come in, distributed, so that each
For
household
use
is
on
getting,
Union. For use on
listen,
Union.
for use for
On
those individuals.
Union. Right.
Use for those individuals. They're not picked up every night and put in storage and every morning and brought back every night. And so they're given to an individual. So for the last 5 months, an individual has been using this generator and so forth. Gas is being supplied to run the generator and so on. It is theirs. And many are going to think that even though I get back electricity, I'm going to keep this generator for next year. And if I want to, I can basically sell it to somebody. The vast majority of people will still have theirs, and many of them would say, I will give this back to the people who gave it to me. But there's going to be a few who would still think it's mine, and I can do whatever I want with it now. And if I want an extra dollar, I'm going to sell it.
Okay, we actually need to leave this segment, but I'm trying to understand then how would we rationalize the stealing of the tents or the
how the report
reported
even reached
stealing of tents of building materials, leaving Union and coming back up.
Yeah, you know something. I was talking specifically generator.
Right. So I'm trying to hear how your thought process for these other things.
And you want to clearly that is thieving. You understand?
So why why the generators also can be stolen?
Well then listen. Let's finish this and say thieving. Let's move on to the next subject.
No, because
it's not that.
Because we are looking I'm trying to dig a little deeper into the process because
you're thinking deep into the process of the people who
I'll tell you something. You read the newspaper and read a headline. What I would have done, knowing this project is coming, I would have made a couple of calls.
Doc, what were the two questions that I asked when I spoke about
the issue is
what were the two things that I spoke about?
No, but the point.
Doc, what were the two things that I spoke about?
I think what you're trying to say. Look, this is thieving, period, and let's move on.
No, I'm not saying that. What I spoke about coming out of it, that love rile me up with that. What I spoke about coming out of this was one in terms of the security on the island, in terms of who is manning it, as well as how is it that it's so easy for them to leave, and are they actually when things are leaving the island? Hold on.
Going down
and
there
when things
with
are leaving
trucks
the island,
and so forth.
are they double
Somebody
checking?
take something, put it on a tarpaulin, wrap around it. This isn't a siege where everything coming in is inspected, everything going out is inspected.
Yeah, but then
you're trying to normalize people's lives as much as possible.
But then you just spoke about the influx of things coming into the island. Don't you think that there should be greater security measures in place for things leaving the island as well? Especially if you've already heard of a report of things being stolen. The checks have to be made.
But how are these things picked up? Because of what? How were these things picked up?
There must have been reports, Doc. There must have been reports.
In other words, I think what you're really saying is that security picked up these 2 generators. These other things were intercepted. You're saying that the security should have been in place to prevent them from leaving in the first place.
Or to double check where it is
how
that
were they intercepted? Because of security. Security intercepted
when it got to mainland or when it got to the other islands, but before leaving Union altogether. That is what I'm talking about. You just spoke about the influx of things on the island.
Roleza, I think what you're really saying is that stuff that's coming into St. Vincent and the Grenadines must be intercepted in America and Canada first.
How you reach there, Dr. Thompson?
I am saying that in terms of intelligence and in terms of how security picks things up, they don't necessarily always do it at the origins of where it takes place.
But if you have reports of things happening, Doc, of things being stolen or things leaving the island, then there should be checks. Just to double check, you know?
And you're saying there's no checks.
I'm not saying that there is no.
I'm putting it to you, if they're able to intercept things there, then there's certain measure of things being done, I'm sure, before, and there are things that are going to take place when it reaches. To suggest that, well, because it was intercepted, shows that there is no security and a period until that isn't the case. I think that in terms of normalizing the lives of these particular people and allowing things to flow, to have an armed situation of everything being searched and checked and double checked on top of the disaster and so forth, I don't think one wants that kind of combat zone type thing. You understand? You want something that is quite amenable, and maybe it is going to require a lot of statements, a lot of different things. Maybe it might require police going around and checking and securing every household and other things like that and so forth. But I'm not sure that there is necessarily always the resources for that. I mean, you've always said we need more technology, put more CCTV and this, that is to check all those things. But I don't think that's where, the
then the opportunists will take advantage of the situation.
I think, hear what? The big thing is rebuilding the society.
But how are we rebuilding if the things are being stolen, Doc?
You see, you are picking up. So all the stuff is being stolen.
But because the segment, Dr. Thompson, because the segment we're dealing with is the items that are being stolen, the relief items being stolen.
And
so while I understand what you're saying about not having this combat zone, the police is constantly searching people here, there, and everywhere. I understand what Roleza is saying. Now, if the items were stolen from, let's say, a warehouse, there needs to be greater security measures to prevent we can't have people thieving the relief items that are meant to help these persons to get back on their feet.
I am suggesting to you that when there is this excess of stuff delivered to one household and a certain amount of it is used, there's some left over. We see it about the country, blocks and rubber car is when something is finished and people come and take that stuff up and take it away. There's that process that goes on. There's something inherent in our society that allows that sort of stuff to take place. But so I'm saying that Roleza's view is that it's all coming from a storeroom.
It can't be just a storeroom because I made reference to the lady whose video of where her hardware was broken into.
Exactly.
So it's not just a storeroom.
I'm making the suggestion that in terms of the generator that have been assigned to a particular house, and they would know probably from the serial number on the generator, where that generator would have come from. But when people think, I thought it was mine, and that I can send it to somebody else because I'm a cousin on Canoan or on Beckway or in Fancy, whatever the case might be. I'm saying that there's a funny way of thinking that it wasn't lent to me. It is mine to do what I want with it. And I'm not justifying that.
And if that was disclosed, then the police would not have had a press release asking for persons to identify these items. If it was lent or if it was sold to somebody else, there would not have been a press release on that.
Listen to me carefully.
Right.
Listen
I
to
don't
me.
know.
Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully.
Mm.
Listen to me carefully. If the stuff was in storage, they wouldn't be asking people to identify something that came out of storage, because storage from central storage is from central storage. I am agreeing with you that these things have come from how many houses were damaged in Unit? We know how many houses. We know that each house attempt to have them have some form of electricity, especially the ones that are in the process of recovery. They've rebuilt a number of houses. They've completed rebuilding a number of houses in the space. Those individuals, whether they've got electricity back or not, I don't know. I can't say that. But if they have got, they don't no longer need that generator right now. You understand? It isn't that a generator will go to somebody else who needs it, because they already have one, you know? And so the question I'm making the point is that it's a funny way of the way people are thinking, right? That it is mine and that I now can do what I want with whatever is mine. It was given to me, you understand? And I am going to sell it. 90% of people, 95, ain't doing that. Let's say, I'm only saying the one or two that is going to make that particular thing, sees a guy and sell it to a truck driver or send it to this. I'm giving you some scenarios without getting into some detail. I'm going beyond the headline. I'm going beyond what the article might have said. I'm getting into some deeper stuff. And
you're going into some justifications. All right, let me jump.
I'm doing some justifications.
All right, I'm done. I am done.
Roleza, how can I justify?
How
can I justify stealing?
I am done.
How can I justify stealing?
I am done because you used the word passion.
Once again,
passion for other people things. All right.
The passion for other people things. You know, we're on the radio, you know.
You didn't quite say passion for other people things.
I could start to talk about. I could start to tell people you're a liar. I could tell people you're a thief. I could start doing that, but. I'm Gerald Thompson. I don't necessarily use those big words like that. So if you are telling me that come down roots, call a man a liar. The next caller say you are a liar and so forth, or you're a thief.
No, you prefer to say he's a fabricator of the truth.
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying that. I'm going into detail. We spent a lot of time on that. That a number of persons think it is theirs. It's not theirs. So it is stealing, but it's not theirs. But they think it is theirs because it was given to them and it's their property and they can do what they now want with it. I'm getting into a deeper process of thinking. If we want to stay on the surface, on the headline, we could do so. But I want us to dig a little deeper into this, you know? I rest my case.
Nah, me resting too. Yes. Me resting. All right. It is well over our time.
That's right.
It is always these battles with Doc on a Monday morning. That's,
battles.
These battles with we're not starting up again. Doc. We're not starting up again.
What battles? We having no battles, man.
No, we have a pause and fuse. Let me put it nicely. We have a pause and fuse.
No, we don't. I'm sure at some point in time, I leave here sometimes with saying, you know, Roleza was right. Matter of fact, let me put it this way. Roleza was damn right.
Say it on air.
Roleza was damn right on there. Roleza was damn right.
And with that, we will now head into our...
We use the proper language. Roleza damn right.
Oh, Lord.
WEFM.